All right, so I decided to take this alternator apart because, quite frankly, this car has been leaking oil from every angle possible. So I figured why I'm in here, rather than put the alternator back together and find out it's going to take a crap in 2 weeks, I just take it apart, check it, clean it, put it back together. Look at that. It's horrible. It's supposed to be shiny in there. Let's see if I can't clean that up with something. Nut jar was a little big for the job. I think I got a 1/4 inch laying around here that I ground down just to do this somewhere. Clean this up and then we'll test that and clean this case. Oh, that's kind of corroded. The crustiness inside that bearing too. So one side should be open and the other side shouldn't. So that looks good. Crossing, same thing. One side should be open and one side shouldn't. And that's good. So everything checked good. The rectifier bridge looked good. The diode trio looked good. Where are my things? Plenty of brushes left. Windings aren't shorted, so that's good. So hopefully, it's open between the wiring and this shell, so hopefully all this insulation hasn't been bothered by the hopefully it hasn't been bothered by the all the oil leaks and the chemicals and everything else. How do I tighten that? Got the toothpick in there. That should hold the brush set. All right, so that looks ready to go. Good. That's right where it should be. All right, doesn't appear to be shorted. Low ohms, under 3 ohms, so that seems good. How was this clocked? Forget this and this. That was the top. That was the top. I'm pretty sure how that clocked. I always put a mark because you can clock them one of 4 ways. However, when I rebuild them, I usually don't take them apart and pressure wash them. And in this case, I did. This thing was just so much oil. do remember, even though it was 3 months ago, when I took this thing apart, I do remember the electrical connector being at the top. Correct. Wow, that one just all right. Oops. All right, I think that'll be okay. Should be good. I did notice that the armature on the end, right where that bearing was, there was a little bit of wear there. I guess from all the oil and grit getting up into that bearing. I cleaned out the bearing, cleaned out the thing, and hopefully that'll be fine. So, all right, so there we go. One alternator rebuild. I don't really have a good way of testing the voltage regulator. If the voltage regulator, I normally I would just take it apart and replace it, but I wasn't really thinking about it. And everything else tested good. I know it made voltage before I took it apart. I just was worried because the whole back of this thing was gummed up with oil and grease. And when I took it apart, it had even more grease in it. So hopefully now I'll get a couple years out of it. All right.